Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have no idea what I'm going to do today. Reason being is that I have ordered, sorry that's moisturiser there. I have ordered the new Pillow Talk and it's on its way tomorrow. So you know what, I just thought I would do a very quick get ready with me and have a chat to you guys today. Yeah. And then I was going to go live, but Jack's still here and you never know what is going to happen when Jack's here and what he's going to say to people in the background. So I think that's a little bit risky. But I haven't forgotten that I will be doing some lives, and I think a good time might be about 1 o'clock in the afternoon UK. So because I looked and there are people in Australia that watch and there's people in the US that watch, and I thought that kind of manages to get everyone. I think some people would be tuning in the morning and some people in the evening, but it would generally catch people when they're awake. Okay, so still not sure about it. I put it on 2 today. Let's just put it on 1. Right, just had to tell you about this. I've been telling loads of people about this. I've been trying out a face cream this week, which I'm sorry, I think is just as good as Magic Cream, and it's £6.99, and it is this Lacura Caviar, and it's made by Aldi. They also have a night cream which I've been using, and it's got caviar in it. Now if you look at the packaging, I'm just going to get something. Okay, I've got the night cream. Now if you look at this packaging, the clue is in the packaging as to kind of who they're trying to... He actually did. I won't say the word copy. I just did, didn't I? But you know what I mean. Emanate. Because it has caviar in it. And I did check the ingredients. It really does have caviar in it. And they are £6.99. As opposed to another brand that makes face cream with caviar in it. That costs about £269. Now, I can't tell you that the ingredients are all exactly the same. There we go. They're probably not. And I'm sure for that price, I'd like to think that there's something a bit more high-techy. But this has got caviar in it. Now, for £6.99, I had to try it. I was in Aldi with my sister, and a friend of mine had actually recommended this to me. And so I just thought, I've got to give this a try. And my skin has been feeling really soft, and it works really well under makeup. And I'm just very impressed. I don't think for that price you can really go that wrong. But I expected a lot less, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I would, for a cream of that quality, I shouldn't say this because Aldi don't put it up, but I'd happily pay £30 for a cream like that quality. It's really, really good, so check that out. You can get it on Amazon if you're not near an Aldi. It is more expensive than going into Aldi, but then if you've got to travel to get to Aldi, then maybe not. Anyway, that's that. So I have no idea what I'm going to do today. I got up and thought, shall I do the Golden Goddess? But I said I'd do that next Saturday. And I also had some requests for other very intricate looks, which I haven't forgotten, guys. But I just don't know whether I'm in the mood for really intricate looks today. And so, yeah, I'm just going to do this really spontaneously. And then tomorrow, hopefully, my Pillow Talk will have arrived and I can review that for you guys. Okay, so let's get ready. Okay, I've just ordered this in shade 3. This is the Flawless Filter in shade 3. So because I've just ordered it, and this precious sample will now be used up as a primer. I just fancy trying this out as a primer.
John likes thermal.
I have got, as you know, shade 5, which is tan. And I probably will need to mix the two together in the summer months.
Oh, I'll invite
but
you to John.
I love the look of this, and I think this one will really work well over my foundation as well.
John!
I didn't go for shade 4. I just thought it looked a bit of a strange colour. It's a little bit like...
You guys all right?
Shade 6 in Magic Foundation. It just looks a bit grey on me.
Launchpad! It's launchpad.
It's just not my undertone at all. It's just very strange.
Looks like the god at this game, so I'm following him.
So, this does say light to medium.
I'll kill this guy.
And probably,
Yeah,
it's just going to probably give me a bit of a brightening effect anyway. But I am definitely going to wear this underneath. Now, I fancy trying something completely new this morning from Charlotte Tilbury. And you think, God, Ali, you haven't got anything new from Charlotte Tilbury. But there's one thing I got up this morning and I thought, I've never done this before. I've never mixed Light Wonder and Magic together. I have no idea whether this will work. Because no one's ever mentioned doing this before. Not that I've seen. But I'm going to give it a go. Because I'm sure quite a few of you watching me have got both. And I want to see if it works. Okay. So let me just get those. Okay, now interestingly enough.
I can snipe.
Well, I think it's interesting anyway. Light Wonder
From the behind,
foundation. In my chart for 6.75, when you look across at the recommended Light Wonder shade, there isn't one. Which just goes to show, because I've been mixing shade 8 and shade 6. Reason being, I probably would have mixed 5 and 8. But I bought 6 by mistake. And as I said, 6, I don't know what it is, but 6 in Magic and Light Wonder just looks wrong. So, anyway, I'm going to mix shade 8 of Light Wonder with shade 6.75. I could do it with shade 5 of Magic, but no, I'll just do it. I'll just stick with this. And I'm going to just try out the Hollywood Complexion brush with it. If that doesn't work, I'll go back to the Beauty Blender.
No!
Sorry about the shouting.
No!
Jack is back at school tomorrow. And got to tell you guys,
so good.
For any of you that are concerned about the amount of Fortnite he's been playing, have no fear, because next week Jack is going on a school trip for a whole week to a farm. He's going to be living on a farm for a week, and there will be no televisions, there will be no telephones, there will be no computer games, electronics, any of it. Which is why I'm cutting him some slack this week, in case anybody's wondering. But it looks great. I'm really pleased for him. But boy, am I going to miss him for a whole week. And I'm really worried as well. I'm really worried about him getting homesick. But we have to write some letters. So I've got to sit down tonight and write a letter. I have no idea what I'm going to say. Because I know I can just see him reading the letter. He's got headphones on, by the way. He's not really listening to what I'm saying. He's not listening at all. I have no idea what I'm going to say, because I know it almost... No, I'm not going to get into this, because I'm going to just start blubbering. But it kind of... It reminds me of being a kid, and when I was in hospital as a kid, parents weren't allowed to stay, and you basically had to say goodbye to them, and it just... I can't project that feeling onto him, because it may be completely different for him.
Jeez, Jane keeps on biting me me, so I can't go back.
But the thought of it just
Stop.
fills me with dread. Because it, you know, evokes memories of my own. And
Why?
at least I'm
It's
aware
my
of that
playground.
it's my thing. It's not necessarily his thing. And it's good that
Yeah,
you're...
we're doing playground.
I think that's the thing, is when certain things evoke memories, that you're aware of it. And that you can kind of realise that it's not necessarily going to be the same, that your child is completely different and they experience life in a different way.
The grappler.
I told you it's going to be a chatty get ready with me. What
Are
do you
you
think
serious?
about this,
Stop
guys?
it.
I think this is kind of working. So it's giving me a little bit of a lighter coverage, but a bit
the
more of a
update's gonna
glowy
be this
coverage than if I had Magic foundation on its own.
Yes.
So he's going to get to milk
Well, I
cows,
can't-
collect
but the only
eggs,
thing I could gift is
all of that, and find out that, I mean, he knows this, but he's going to see it for himself, that, you know, food doesn't come from a supermarket. He's going to see exactly where it comes from. Okay, now before I go on, I have got a little shout out. And when I say a little shout out, I mean a shout out to probably one of my littlest audience members. So I want to say hi to Poppy. Hello, Poppy. Now, Poppy is the daughter of Lucy and has been watching me. So I was so chuffed. Hello, Poppy. And you know what? Just for you, I had no idea what makeup I was going to put on today. But because you are watching me and because I want to dedicate a little bit of this video to you, I'm going to put on Electric Poppy lipstick. And you can see what that looks like. And you can tell your mummy if you like it. And she might actually get it. I'm not saying she should get it, but she might actually like it. Yeah. So, hi, Poppy. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to get Jack. One of my youngest viewers is 6 years old. So, she's 4 years younger than you. And her name is Poppy. Could you say hello to Poppy, please? No, say hello. Actually, say hello to her rather than wave.
Hi.
Hi, what?
Hi, Poppy.
You need to give her a shout out, honey. There you go. That's what happens when you get to 10. You can't tell your kids what to do. At 6, you can. They love it. They'll do anything you ask them to do. But at 10, no. No.
At 10, they won't do anything except annoy you in your YouTube videos.
Exactly. There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself, Jack. So, hello, Poppy. And I'll be putting on Electric Poppy just for you, which may just completely decide my whole look. We'll have the Poppy look. How about that? Right. Okay, now I got Magic Away in shade 5. Just wanted to say a quick thank you to Charlotte Tilbury, who did get in contact with me, and they offered me a refund on my complete delivery charge for not actually delivering the following day. So thank you to Charlotte Tilbury. I just wanted to update you guys because I was letting you know about it. So I ordered it before the cut-off, but I didn't get it the following day. Okay, but they they gave me my money back for the entire delivery. And you were all waiting on the verdict because it is the shade lighter than the one that they suggest for me.
He's trying to rush you.
Now, it is a lot lighter. Let me just show you. I am not ruling it out, and I'll tell you, I'm going to give you some tips for how you can use a concealer that is just a little bit too light, but you can just about get away with it. Okay. Right, that is shade 5.
Okay.
And
stay in the party and watch a movie.
There's a massive difference actually, I think. See what you think. And this is shade 6. Now, it doesn't look like there's a massive difference on camera. I'm going to take a photograph and I'll be right back. hopefully the camera will have shown you. Actually, you're starting to see it. Maybe it's just that it oxidizes a bit more. So it is a bit lighter. Now I can mix the two together. And I can... So basically their colour suggestion is right. It gives you just enough lighter to be right. But the one lighter is quite a lot lighter. So if you want to go for a shade lighter, I'm going to show you how you can do it. And how you can do it so that it doesn't make you look like a raccoon. Okay, because nobody wants to look like a raccoon. So let me just take this shade 5 in Magic away. And I'm just going to apply it like this. So it will definitely give me brightening, this one. I'm just going to blend this with my beauty blender, my damp beauty blender. Once you blend it in, it doesn't look too bad. So it's all about balancing. So if I've got two highlighted bits there and the rest of my face is as it is, then it's going to make it look out of place. But if I then take the concealer and put some down the middle of my face, it will immediately balance it out, because you've kind of used it to highlight as well as to conceal under your eyes. Do you see that? I think this light doesn't make it as obvious as I would like, but that's how you make it work. If you don't want to mix the two and it's looking a little bit too bright, then you feel comfortable with. So the conclusion of that is, I think that the shade that they suggest is just about right. The shade below is very much on the bright side, and probably one of the reasons they used it on the tutorial, although I still don't forgive them for that, you know, that they used shade 5 on the tutorial for a woman that had 6.5 Magic foundation, even though their chart recommends shade 6. And I wasn't happy, just to recap to anyone that didn't watch that video, I wasn't happy that they're using shades that they don't recommend on their chart in an instructional video. I just think that's not on. But anyway, probably one of the reasons they do it is because if I was on stage or if I was doing an Instagram shot, this is actually going to look better. But in real life, you need to do a bit of adjustment in order for it not to make you look like a raccoon. Okay. Right, let's get on to the magic powder. Genius Magic powder. She's brought in the word genius now. I'm glad, because hopefully she's going to bring in a few more different words than Hollywood and film star and magic, because I get completely mixed up with all the product names. Okay, let me just go and get my powder. Yeah, so the other day when I was doing that foundation, Friday, and I talked about putting Flawless Filter underneath Huda's faux filter. Of course, I got them confused and said when you put the faux filter underneath Huda's foundation. Again, two similar names. It's terrible. Okay, I'm just going to dab some magic powder under my eyes, and remembering to bring it in. It's a bit like going against the grain in wood. You know, you see the wood going a certain way and you go against the grain. Now that's where that will end, because I've never done carpentry. But I'll have to ask my other half, because he has, and he's done varnishing and all sorts of things, whether or not when they're painting grainy wood, whether they go against the grain to get in to the grains, because that is very similar to the way that the fine lines appear on your eyes. Okay, and I'm just going to use a setting brush to just... Now, do you see how it's just given me a bit of a lighter look today? I'm not completely covering everything, but I've mixed the Magic foundation and the Light Wonder, so it's giving me a bit more coverage than Light Wonder. It's probably going to last me a little bit longer, because Light Wonder is lovely and glowy, but I don't find it lasts that well. Then it's very glowy and it's great for the summer, so it's giving me the best of both worlds, and I'd never mixed them together before. Okay, so I now need to find myself an eyeshadow palette that's going to work with Electric Poppy. I'm going to get Electric Poppy and show Poppy her lipstick. Okay, I've got my Electric Poppy lipstick and I'm going to show you what this looks like. So, I've just been swatching it on my hands trying to think what to wear with it. Here is Electric Poppy, which is a lovely cerise colour. So I think what I'm going to do, so that it brings out the lips and doesn't detract it, I'm going to do quite a muted matte eyeshadow today, so that you can just see the lipstick. So I'm going to use a Sophisticate palette. I'll be right back. Okay, little tip, because you do like my tips. Since I've been experimenting the last few days, and I've probably already done this, but I'm just going to do it again, right, is to use Magic Away. I think Charlotte could have called this an eye primer and got away with it, because what I like about it as a primer is because, you know, that I told you the other day that Wayne calls it kind of, I don't know whether he called it or whether Charlotte was calling it, who started the saying that it's like spandex for the eyes. It's got a kind of elasticy, kind of firming, tightening quality to it. And what I found is that when I put it on my lids, where I've got a bit of crepiness, it just is enough to smooth it over and take my eyelids back to the way they were about 10 years ago. So that when you feel it when you're putting eye makeup on. Now, I'm not going to set that with powder, because I'm going to set it with eyeshadow powder. So I'm just going to put the primer over the top of that. And I don't know if you can see, but it just makes my eyelids look a bit smoother. So I think it is a perfect eyeshadow primer. It just makes them look a little less crepey. Right, so that was the prime shade of the Sophisticate palette, which is here. And I'm now going to go in with the enhanced shade, which is here. Now, I use this one a lot with other eyeshadows because it is a perfect transition shade. You know, when you want to blend, so say you've got green or something in the crease, and it looks like it's a bit of a harsh line going up. This is perfect as a kind of transition shade. So you put a little bit of that over the top and it will help blend it in for you. Really, really good transition shade. And I may just put something on the lids. I really haven't decided yet. I'm just experimenting as I go. Okay, so then I'm going to actually just take the smudge brush and put some of that enhanced shade under my eyes. And what's great about putting that under your eyes is that if you've got a little bit of darkness from not sleeping, you might think, why do you cover it all up and then put it back there? But it actually makes it look like it's supposed to be there because it's kind of all uniform. And also I just think it looks really nice, that a little bit of taupiness under your eyes. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that as well in on the lash line. Do you see how lovely and natural that is? It sort of looks like you haven't got makeup on at all. Little quiz you can answer below. I'm going to give you a quiz. This is one of the palettes that doesn't have the traditional pop shade where you rub your finger and press a glittery shade on. And there is one other palette. I'm not talking about, there was a palette that came out years ago with a star on it and I always forget the name. I'm not talking about that because that was another one. But there's one other palette that doesn't have the traditional pop shade. Answers below. I'm sure you know. And the clue is it came out pretty recently. Right. So I'm now going to put the smoke shade and just pop that in the corner. Just to make that hooded lid recede back a little bit more. And then blend it up. See, and I'm wondering whether my lids are now crying out for something more, or whether to leave them be. And I can't decide. I might put on the lipstick first and then decide. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of the smoke shade. I do actually like the pop shade because it's kind of a chocolatey brown. But I'm just thinking about how I can do something different with it. I'm thinking. Right, I'm going to put my mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, I've done my brows, I've done my lashes. I'm now going to put on the lipstick, but before I do, I'm going to use... Now, Charlotte recommends Pillow Talk. I think I could just about get away with Crazy in Love. Besides, I want to save my Pillow Talk for tomorrow. Okay, now just for my youngest viewer, Poppy, I am now, if I can find the lipstick, which I've taken out and lost, here it is, going to put on Electric Poppy. And then I'm going to decide what I want to do to complete my look. There you go, there's Electric Poppy. I think the Sophisticate works quite well with it, actually. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use it as a blush. I think Charlotte uses or recommends Love Glow with this lipstick. But just to show you, now if you're having difficulty blending it in, just take the brush that you just put your foundation on with and it will just help you. Because what I didn't want to do is start pushing the foundation away. But that is one way of ensuring that your blush is going to go with your lipstick. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to add anything to the eyes. I think I know what I'm going to add actually. It's just come to me exactly what this needs.
Jake is on mine,
and that's what I love about makeup, the spontaneity. I really love it. Okay, I'm just going to get what I need and I'll be right back. Okay, first of all, I'm going to use Eye Cheat in the waterline. Okay, and then next I'm going to take Marlene Midnight and I'm going to smudge that into the corner. Quite a thick line.
What?
And underneath. And then out and up. Then I'm going to take... I'm going to take that along actually.
You like glitched me off the party and it glitched me off Fortnite.
And then I'm going to take my smudge brush, if I can find it before this thing sets, and I'm just going to smudge that. And then the other side. And then to finish off, I think,
what's the game mode
is I'm going to take the pop shade of the Sophisticate, because I love this colour. I love the chocolatey colour. And I'm just placing it at the moment so that it's in that outer corner. A bit further in, just getting the placing matched up like so, and then I'll get my blending brush . Okay, and the last thing obviously is some bronzer and some highlighter. Okay, I'm doing everything in a completely weird order today because this is a contour wand, because I'm working the look around Electric Poppy. And that's fine. You can sometimes, if you see a lipstick, you really want to wear it that day. As a lot of you do, you get, you know, whatever inspires you, you see something, this is how to work a look around what you want to wear. So the only thing that I knew for definite was Electric Poppy lipstick, and the rest of it I've worked around. So I've just put a little bit of contour there. This is the light to medium one, guys. And a little bit of nose sculpting.
He like RPG'd himself.
And I'm not going to contour the bottom of my nose.
To him and he didn't die, but I did.
Take the end of the Hollywood Complexion brush.
Well, actually, This is the troll. Should we like do troll wars in playground?
At some point, I definitely want to get a spare one of these. So when I'm cleaning one, I can be using the other. I do love it. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Flawless Filter in shade 3, which is very similar to the Beauty Light wand.
Hey, look, it's a gold weapon.
I actually think it's almost like the same thing. But as I've got the sachet open and I want to use it up, I'm going to use that. And then tap a little bit down here. So this is Flawless Filter in shade 3. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to show you the Beauty Light wand in a minute. Put a little bit up here. Let me just show you the Beauty Light wand, and I've also had another idea for the blush. You see? Completely out of the blue. Okay, let me just show you this. So this is the Beauty Light wand. And this is the Hollywood Flawless Filter in shade 3. Obviously this is a bit pinker and it's got a bit more reflex in it, but very similar. Okay, I just suddenly thought that's the clue. Why not use my Pretty Fresh, Pretty Youth Glow filter, which will go very nicely. So sorry, this is all a bit topsy-turvy today. This is really improvising around a lipstick colour. Yep, that'll do. And then finally, just to finish off, that wasn't a bronze that I did. I used more of a contour, but that's fine. Finally, to finish off, I am going to... Okay, I'm putting Bar of Gold in rose gold on. I've just cut out some video that because Jack played something that was not very nice. And Jack said, "Oh, you're going to get demonetized." I'm not monetized anyway. I don't know how he's even heard of that language. But I can assure you I am not monetized.
Scammer loses 1,000 grave diggers.
And then I'm just going to stick some of that rose gold in here. In here. I'll put some over there. And over there.
Yeah.
So there you go. Today's look is the poppy look. In honour of my youngest viewer. I think she's my youngest. So this is for you, Poppy. I hope you've enjoyed today's look. Now join me tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I will try and get that uploaded for you. As soon as Pillow Talk arrives, I will crack that thing open and play with it online so that you can all see what I make with my new Pillow Talk set. So I'm really excited. Hope you are too, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye, Poppy.